What's up, everybody? I'm Sly The Movie Guy, and may the 4th be with you. And here's my review of Mandalorian Season 1, created by Jon Favreau, stars Pedro, Pascal, Gina, Carano, Carl Weathers, and the rest of the other casting crew. And in this series, after the stories of Jango and Boba Fett, another warrior emerges in the Star Wars universe. The Mandalorian is set after the fall of the Empire and before the emergence of the First Order. The series depicts a lone bounty hunter in the outer reaches of the galaxy, far from the authority of the New Republic. When I heard that The Mandalorian was coming on Disney Plus, the first live-action Star Wars TV series and stuff like that, I was just like, I don't know. My interest and excitement level was low because the way Disney has been handling Star Wars and stuff and the toxic fandom of Star Wars, all that made my interest and excitement level low because I didn't know, like, is it going to be, like, is it not going to be any good or not? I don't know. I just was kind of uneasy about it. I just, like, I don't know about this. And heard about it and stuff, seeing the trailers, my excitement level just wasn't up there. But then when I heard that, like, Jon Favreau was going to be involved and Dave Filoni, I was like, oh, I need to check this out. My interest level and excitement level is like, up to here. I mean, when I heard those names, I was just like, oh, let me check this out. And for one, Jon Favreau, I think he's a very talented director and stuff. The film that he directed, like The Jungle Book and Chef and stuff like that. And Dave Filoni that done the Star Wars cartoon series and stuff like that. I was just like, I need to check this out. And I'm glad I did because, for one, I watched the series last year and stuff and really enjoyed it. And then rewatching it again, it just is good, man. It is still refreshing, still great Star Wars TV series. Man, I just revisiting again, it's just like a breath of fresh air. It was just so good rewatching it again. And one of the things I like, which start off the positives, is the story, pretty much. It just felt so original. That's the thing I love about it. It just felt so original where it didn't have to, like, even though it's part of the Star Wars universe, it just didn't have to, like, mention a bunch of stuff that we have heard in films and stuff like that. It has some stuff in there, like, that you'll see, that if you've seen the other Star Wars film, you know what I'm talking about. You see certain things in there that look familiar that you've seen in Star Wars movie, like, oh, right there, oh, right there. It shows some of that. So it was like a little bit of like a fan service thing for Star Wars fans, but hey, fine enough. But it didn't do it too much. It only did a little bit of it, and then pretty much the majority of it was just like on its own, from characters to storyline, everything. It was just like on its own, which I love. So it brings a fresh air pretty much through like episode 1 through 8. And I love that stuff about it. That's what I love about the series. One of the things I love is how they do the story of the Mandalorian. Because that's one of the things I really love how the series went. Especially like how we get to know his character and stuff. I like how they did it. Like in the very first episode, we get to know what Mandalorian is about as a bounty hunter. We get to see all the stuff from like the action scenes and stuff and the flashback. I thought they did a fantastic job throughout the series on his character. And the first episode, they established that very well. I was like, whoa. So I thought that was absolutely executed properly. And we get to meet new characters and stuff, especially like in the first and second episode. And I love how they do that. They establish the characters very well throughout the first 3 episodes as the series is going on and stuff. Because we get to meet where Mandalorian gets hired by Carl Weathers' character and stuff. And that was absolutely good. We get, and the dialogue is very interesting in the series, and that's the one thing I do give credit. The dialogue is fantastic in the series. Didn't get a little cheesy and nothing here and there. I thought they were absolutely executed properly, and that's one of the things I give the positives of, 2 thumbs up. But the series, when he meets the Carl Weathers character and he gets hired and stuff like that and wants to find work and stuff, because the Mandalorian character throughout the series wants work and stuff. So he goes different like people and stuff. And he meets Carl Weathers' character to get some work and stuff. Carl Weathers gives him something to do and stuff. And then he goes to another person to get some work and stuff and all that. And they ask him to bring something back and stuff. And as the series goes on, and in the first 2 episodes and stuff, when we see our character, like in the first episode, going through, like, doing some work and stuff, he ends up finding one of the things that's been on the internet that just went kind of viral, Baby Yoda, which is cute, by the way. And that was one of the things that really surprised me as I was watching the series, Like it's very in the beginning when he like doing work and stuff, and he finds like Baby Yoda and stuff. That shocked me because I'm like, wow, another character. Let me see. Let me see how this turns out. So when Baby Yoda like pops up, that makes like something like a new discovery, a new adventure. Cause what is Baby Yoda's gonna do with the Mandalorian? So that makes it very interesting throughout the series and stuff. As you see that in the beginning of the series, you kind of get interesting in the adventure as it goes along. And I thought they did that very well, how to do it, because for one, when we see where Mandalorian's characters like in trouble and stuff early on, we see Baby Yoda and stuff doing that little telepathic thing and stuff, the Force and stuff, trying like helping him out and stuff when he's in trouble and stuff. Mandalorian's character, no spoiler. It just, you feel that like, okay, we see him protecting Mandalorian. So it makes it very interesting and stuff. So to see how their relationship is going to be, because Baby Yoda can't talk at all. So this thing creature can't talk. So but Mandalorian can. So it kind of makes it interesting, and it does. As the series goes along with Mandalorian and Baby Yoda's relationship, it absolutely is fantastic. It didn't feel forced. It felt like it flowed, and that's what I like about it. And that goes with the characters' chemistry. It didn't feel forced at all with the chemistry between Mandalorian and Gina Carano's character in this series. It just, when their chemistry and stuff, it didn't feel forced. So everybody's like chemistry in this series felt like it was earned and stuff, and I love stuff about that. More with the story, I loved how they just progressed with Mandalorian's backstory and stuff, like with his flashback and stuff. That's how they did it, and I thought that was excellent. And his backstory, he talks it with different characters and stuff, because characters ask him when you're gonna take that helmet off and stuff, and we get to learn more about him as the Mandalorian, why he doesn't take the helmet off and stuff, because something about like with the Kree and stuff is like against the stuff, like some Mandalorian thing. And I like that because when the level of emotion comes into play and stuff, you're trying to figure out how we're supposed to know how this character, how he feels and stuff. Well, it comes from like movement. When you see different characters like moving and stuff like that, like him moving around and stuff like that, and the way how he's like have his head down and stuff, and when something happens like in a dramatic scene or something, or like a sad scene or a happy scene, you kind of can feel, you can kind of tell how he feels and stuff, because if you see his like his flashback and stuff, the way they showed it, and which is very well done, utilized, you get to see that and stuff. And I thought they did that very well and stuff. So you can like tell like if he's sad or something like that by like just like can figure out like his movement and stuff like that, and a body emotion. So you can tell from that angle. So I thought they did fantastic on that. And the series gets better. What I like about the story is it progressed as the episode ends. I was just like looking for more. I was like, oh, let me go to the next episode. So I was like excited just to see the next episode without saying, oh, this episode like boring. You know how when you watch a TV series, you're like say, oh God, I gotta watch another one again. It just was boring. Each episode has got like better and better, and I was just happy like to see like the next episode go on. And I did that last year when I watched the series, but here revisiting again, I just like had the urge like to see the next episode, see how the adventure's gonna go, and how the Mandalorian and his story and stuff, how that gonna progress. It's gonna get better, and it does. It gets better all the way through. And that's one of the things I love about the story. So the story is 2 thumbs up. Let me talk about the set design, the costumes, the practical effects, all that stuff. It absolutely looks good. Now, the things I always like with Star Wars and stuff, it always, when I watch a Star Wars thing from a TV series or anything movie related, I always look and see how they're gonna do with creature designs, character designs, costumes and stuff like that, and the set, the green screen and stuff like that. I'll be trying to figure out, is it gonna look good or not? Because that always be my question mark. How the special effects and the CGI and the practical effects gonna work. All the set design stuff in here looks really, really good. My God, this is the best looking, this is the best set design costume stuff I've seen. I mean, the creatures, the practical effects, and I love practical effects. I'm a big fan of practical effects from old horror movies and stuff, or just creature movies, or just fantasy movies. I love practical effects, especially what Guillermo del Toro have done with the film and stuff like that. I love practical effects. It looks so real and stuff. I mean, it feel like I can see this thing in real life and stuff, like the creatures and stuff. That's like that's walking stuff where our characters ride on and stuff. It looks absolutely real. It didn't like look fake at all, like the CGI we seen from like Star Wars prequels and stuff like that. It just looks so real. I can see this stuff holding up. The set design stuff, the buildings and stuff like that. When they go on the planet and stuff, it absolutely looks fantastic. My God, every time I see it, and it's like I kept like. And some of the episodes I had to rewatch and stuff. It was just so good. It just looked so neat. The costumes, all of that, it was just like artwork, man. It just like dripped off. I loved every minute of it. The set designs just looks fantastic. It just looked so good. I couldn't get my eyes off it. None of it didn't look fake. I couldn't find one part, and I was looking very closely. This is my second time watching the series. I was looking closely, like saying, okay, and I could not find anything wrong. So that was like a 10 out of 10. It was good. I mean, the characters, the way they move their mouths and stuff, with the practical effects stuff like that, the alien stuff, it looks fantastic. Mandalorian costume looks neat. Didn't look like a cosplay stuff. Looks real metal and stuff. Like if I like flick my finger on this little armor thing, I was like, something like that. It was just good. All the set designs is fantastic. The directing and writing. Now, this is where I found this very interesting because each episode had different directors, and the writer pretty much is the same throughout the series. Jon Favreau written pretty much all the episodes and stuff. But I found it very unique that they had different directors because, for one, it makes each episode feel unique with a different voice. Because if it had like the same director, which there's some directors in the series that have directed at least 2 episodes, but for the most part, each episode felt fresh and new with a new voice. It's like episode 1 was directed by Dave Filoni, that gives us like the startup of it. But then as the episodes was like progressing and stuff, it was a new director. And when I was watching it and stuff, I was like, this episode is good. It looks fantastic. And then when it ends, I see the director's name. I'm like, oh, this director did this? So I thought that was very unique. I liked it. I thought it makes it, like I said, fresh and new. Because if you had the same director, some directors probably won't take no risk of another episode and stuff and like that. So I like how they did that and stuff because one of the directors, I think, that directed the movie, if I'm not mistaken, Brown Sugar, his name is Ray. Let me look at right here, right quick. I think it's what's his name? On it. Rick Famon. Look right here. You can probably pronounce the name. He done like the movie Dope and Brown Sugar and stuff like that. I thought he did fantastic on one of the episodes. I think it was like the very last episode, episode 6. And the other episode he done, I think that was it, episode 6. He did a fantastic job on that. I thought he did fantastic. It was just so good. The way the action and stuff like that, I thought it paid off right there. It was so good on that. The action pieces on there, that scene was just so good. And that goes for like episode 4. I really like episode 4 and by Bryce Dallas Howard. I thought that was very unique, the way how that went and stuff. I thought that was good and stuff with the character stuff. We get to see more characters in this film and stuff where other characters get to learn Mandalorian. I thought that was fantastic. But one of my favorite episodes and stuff, it really couldn't play with what Deborah Chow did, and I think it was episode 3. And the other episode, I think it was like episode 7, if I'm not mistaken. Those were really, really good, man. Man, she did a fantastic job on that. So I was very interested in those episodes. I thought they did fantastic on those too. And episode 8, directed by Taika Waititi. Oh, that was good. He did a fantastic job directing that last episode of Mandalorian. I mean, the action stuff and the dialogue and stuff, it absolutely is good. Man, after it was ended, I was just so shocked. I was like, Taika Waititi directed this? I was just so amazed. After I saw that, I just had to look up who all directed these episodes. Because it was just so good. Episode 8, it was just fantastic. The way it finished and stuff, it was just so good. Taika Waititi did a fantastic job, and that really surprised me, but it shouldn't, because what he did with like Thor Ragnarok and stuff like that, and what other films he have done, I was just so shocked. Like, I couldn't really tell if you just looked at that episode without looking up Taika Waititi directed. If you looked at looked at that episode, you'd be like, huh? Taika Waititi direct this? It surprised me. It was just so good. Everything with the villain and the finale and stuff from episode 7 and 8, but everything was good with Mandalorian and stuff. There was some stuff like that was like at stakes in the last episode and stuff. I was just like, whoa, is anybody gonna survive this stuff? It was just so good. It just kept you on the edge of your seat, and I thought Taika Waititi did a fantastic job. All the directors did a fantastic job directing every episode. I give like all of them 2 thumbs up. I think they put their heart and effort into making a good episode, and it really shows it in each and every one of them. But like when it comes to like certain directors that did each episode, it just someone had like a unique style to it and a voice to it, and I really liked it. So everybody with the directing episodes get a 2 thumbs up, and Jon Favreau, you did a fantastic job writing each episode, man. 2 thumbs up, pat on your back, man. Everybody gets all the 2 thumbs up. 10 out of 10, 5 stars. Let me talk about the acting in this series. Pedro Pascal as Mandalorian absolutely is good, man. I really gravitated to this character. I care for him all the way through with his flashbacks, everything, and the battles and stuff throughout the series. I care for this character, and he really was good playing the role of Mandalorian. He was fantastic, man. I felt his presence. It didn't like he was like acting. It felt real. I loved every minute of it. And Gina Carano's character in a series, I absolutely like. And usually when it's a female-led character in like a comic or Star Wars stuff, I always get like interested in seeing how they're gonna be with the starting our male character and stuff. I always like to see how that turns out, and she did fantastic. You really care for her character, and I did. I was absolutely on board when they introduced this character and fleshed her out more. I was just like in tune. I can buy into her as this badass character, and she really was fantastic. Carl Weathers, what can I say? Anything the man's in, he's fantastic. I mean, from Apollo Creed to Predator as Dylan and stuff. Dylan, you son of a bitch. I like that. I mean, for Predator, I like Carl Weathers. He's fantastic here. Man, he was just so good, man. I liked his character in this series. I mean, I could have got more of him. He was in a couple of episodes, but he was just so fantastic. Every time he's on screen, the line delivery, he just fantastic from beginning and end. Nick Nolte voicing Kolo, that alien character, he does great. And Nick Nolte was, I know Nick Nolte has that distinct voice where you say, oh, that's Nick Nolte. When I watched that alien was like, that. It was so good him voicing that alien because I did not know Nick Nolte. I knew it had to be Nick Nolte as I was watching it. It didn't feel like say, oh, that's Nick Nolte. It just felt like an alien, like a real alien I could find that has that voice instead of Nick Nolte. I thought he did fantastic as that alien character. Man, he was so good. Then Taika Waititi voiced that IG-11 character or whatever, that the robot, not an alien, robot character. I thought he did fantastic and stuff. All the acting was great. And then the actor called Giancarlo Esposito. Here's the name title, the one that voiced the wolf on the Jungle Book, Jon Favreau's thing, which coincidentally Jon Favreau and him in the same thing again, the collaborating again. He was good as the villain in the last 2 episodes. Man, he was freaking good, man. I felt his villain presence, and that's really weird because I haven't seen his act like, but I haven't, because I saw him in the Jungle as like the good guy and stuff. But here, him as the villain, I really like. I felt his presence here. It was just good, man. I thought he did fantastic. All the acting across the board was really good. I didn't have one problem with it. Lastly, the action. The action is fantastic. Oh my God. The action is good here. I was a little worried, is Disney gonna water it down stuff, but the action scenes, some of them was intense. I was like, really not like, it wasn't like bloody or gory, but I'm talking about the action. It was like fun and exciting because you didn't know what was gonna happen. It was like kind of like suspense. It had like a little suspense there, and I was like, certain things like one episodes and stuff where our character like Mandalorian was hiding and stuff, and the stormtroopers would come around. It was just so neat and stuff. It just creates that build, and the music score is fantastic. I forgot to mention how golly, the music score in here is so good. Feels so fresh. I thought that was great and stuff. And everything, the action, the music score, all that was great. Man, I could 2 thumbs up for that too. I mean, that was so good. And that's one of the things I love about Mandalorian. Now, as far as my flaws and stuff, because I did have issues with it. Last when I rewatched it again, I had my issues when I first saw the season last year. And my issues just stick out a little bit. It's one of them. It's very small. It's one of my things why I nitpick things. My main issue, this is a personal issue, thing I have a negative of, is around episode 5. I don't want to get any, no spoilers. It just, episode 5 kind of felt like a filler. And I don't mean it's like it was a bad thing, like it was not like unwatchable. It just was one of those episodes I was just like, I don't know. Was it important? Not to the story. I think if you could have taken it out, you probably like say, okay, you could watch the series like that and say, okay, if episode 5 episode 5 didn't exist, you could be like, okay. But it was in there, it didn't like mess with the story. It felt like a little filler, and I just like what you see from TV series, like you always have like at least 2 or 3 episodes that's a filler where it's just getting good and it goes that. It just, my interest level was still up despite episode 5 because the first 4 episodes were just so intriguing and investing to watch. So I was like, I'll forgive it. I was forgiven for episode 5 and stuff. I forgave that, so forgive it. So I think episode 5 wasn't that bad. It kind of felt like a filler. It just was not the best episode, and it was directed by Dave Filoni. So I was kind of like, what was that episode kind of? It was okay. I mean, it wasn't a bad episode, but okay. So that was one of my issues. And some parts can be dragged on because you kind of like was getting the story, and some parts kind of like dragged and stuff, certain dialogue stuff. But I was fine with it. It was like one of my negatives. Overall, Mandalorian is fantastic from start to finish. I highly recommend you watching this. If you do or don't have Disney Plus, please check this out. It is worth the time to watch this series. Man, it's very, very good. Everything about it, from costume design, characters, the dialogue, directors, everything about it. The story, it's just so good. I'm going to say it again. Please watch Mandalorian. It is fantastic, man. This is like just so good. Everything, man. I don't know what more I can say. I mean, I'm really looking forward to season 2. They already talking about making it and stuff. Really highly looking forward to it. I think Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, everybody did a fantastic job on it. It's just so good. I can see myself rewatching this over and over again, and I'm going to give Mandalorian season 1 a solid A. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about Mandalorian season 1. Did you like it or not? Let me know. And let me know what your favorite Mandalorian episode is. For me, like I said in my review, episode 8 is like one of my favorites. 7, 6, and 3, those are really good episodes. I really love them. But let me know in the comment section down below which episode you like from Mandalorian season 1. Let me know. And let me know what your excitement levels for season 2. I would love to know that from a scale of 1 to 10. Or just tell me your feelings and what you looking forward to in season 2. I would love to know. And everything else, just let me know in the comment section. All the stuff I mentioned, let me know. I would love to know opinions and thoughts about it. And that's pretty much it. And as always, if you like this video, click thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, click subscribe and the bell button. That's so I can see you next time on Sly the Movie Guy. And may the 4th be with you. And have a blessed day. Peace.